Hey, what's up guys? It's Cypher from CypherPeaky.com, and today I am presenting you the StaminaNightblade build I've been playing since the Dark Brotherhood patch. Now, this build isn't going to apply to everyone. For example, I don't have a Maelstrom 2H that has Sharpen trait, and if I did, I would have a different build, and it would just be different, sets, but it really wouldn't change the abilities I'm using. So if you do have a Maelstrom two-handed sword, maul, or axe that has Sharpen trait on it, I do recommend that you try different armor sets. I'll give you some recommendations on my website, CypherPeaky.com. But for now, I'm just going to show you guys the setup I've been using without the Maelstrom 2H. Now, one thing that's really important to understand is the armor sets don't really matter as much. We're not really using anything crazy, any crazy 5-piece sets or anything. So even if you're running something different, it's still going to be very similar. If you're using the same abilities, it's still going to achieve the same results. So let's get right into it. We got our 2H bar. I'm going to move myself really quickly because I want to block the abilities. There we go. We got the 2H bar. We got Rally for our healing, Fear for our CC, Ambush, Surprise Attack, Execution. A very standard setup. Nothing really has changed since 1.6. Incapacitating Strike over Soul Harvest, because Incapacitating Strike now deals disease damage, which gets boosted by your Mighty. Pretty standard 2H setup, nothing that you can really change here. This is the setup I like to go with. Back bar, we have Shooting Star. You can replace that with Dawnbreaker Smiting, or Flawless Dawnbreaker, or pretty much any ultimate. Soul Tether. But I like Shooting Star because I like to combo Shooting Star with my Soul Harvest, because when you land a Shooting Star, if you hit 1 or 2 people and you drink a potion right after that, you pretty much have a Soul Harvest instantly up, and you can ult people back to back, especially if they're very tanky. You can take them out that way. Shadowy Disguise, you can use this morph for the guaranteed crit, or you can use the other morph for a little bit extra resistance and damage reduction. Resolving Vigor for healing, Shuffle, obviously. Poison Injection for long distance attacks and an extra dot. This spot right here is pretty much open to whatever you want to run. You can put Relentless Focus, you can put Piercing Mark, you can put Siphoning Strikes, Shadow Image. There's a lot of different options you can put. This is like a wild card ability. You can just put whatever you want here, whatever fits your playstyle better. Let's go into the armor sets really quickly. Right now, I'm running a pretty simple setup. It's 3 agility with 2 rings, robust, and agility maul with sharpened, and a bow of agility with poison. So you can put whatever poison you want here. It doesn't really matter what trait you have on it, because it's just going to be poisons. So sharpened with the weapon damage enchant on it, weapon damage on the rings, and weapon damage on the necklace. So we're also running 4 Morak Tong, 1 necklace, and 3 body pieces, and then also we're running 4 Shield Breaker. So we're running 2 4-piece sets and a 3-piece set. 4 Shield Breaker, 4 Morak Tong, and 3 Agility. As far as traits are concerned, I'm running 3 Well-Fitted and 4 Impen. Now there's a lot of different 4-piece sets that can be replaced here. Pretty much any 4-piece set or any stamina set that has a necklace involved with it can be replaced instead of Morak Tong. So you can go 4 Marksman, 4 Leak Eye, 4 Shadow Walker, instead of running Morak Tong. And then the Shield Breaker can also be replaced pretty much with a lot of different sets. You can go for Leak Eye, for more Coolden, for Eternal Hunt. There's a lot of different options that you have. As far as traits are concerned, again, I'm going 3 Well-Fitted, 4 Impen. Let's look at the stats real quickly. So with this setup, the recovery isn't that high. You can definitely switch things up if you want to have more recovery. I like to play with a lot more damage. We are running the Serpent Mundustone. I'm currently running Magicka and Stamina Recovery drinks. The thing is, you could run food and run some Stamina Recovery glyphs on your jewelry, and you can sustain your stamina. But one thing I personally found when trying to play Outnumbered is when I'm able to rely on my Magicka a lot more instead of dodge rolling, like cloaking, fearing my opponents and stuff, I have a much better time. So having a high Magicka recovery pool is something that's really important for me, and it just fits my playstyle better. But if you want to, you can definitely run max health, max stamina, food, instead of Magicka recovery and stamina recovery, and then just put recovery glyphs on your jewelry instead. You'll hit a little bit harder if you balance it right, and you'll also be able to still manage your stamina recovery and have more max health. But this is usually the way I like to go with it. the buffed stats with the drinks and cloak and relentless focus will look like this. Now this is 3781 without the weapon damage enchant on our maul. With the weapon damage enchant, it goes up to somewhere around 4.2k weapon damage, 2600 stamina recovery. That's pretty good. 1359 magic recovery. The race is Imperial. In my opinion, Red Guard might be a better option. Actually, it is the better option, but Imperial works, Red Guard works, Khajiit works, Wood Elf works, Orc works. I think I covered all the races that will work for stamina build. Now, if you don't have those races, you can still play the build. You'll be at a slight disadvantage, but race change is confirmed to come in August, so that's something to look forward to. Let's go into the champion points. Because of the high stamina recovery pool, we do have 70 points into stamina recovery, 60 into cost reduction, 37 into tumbling, 30 into bless for really good healing, and nothing into the ritual, or I mean the Atronach. And then for the ritual, we have 92 points into mighty, 35 into precise strikes, and 10 into thaumaturge just for the extra bit of damage on poison injection and the ice comet dot, but this isn't really quite necessary. 42 into critical resistance, 45 into hardy, 45 into elemental defender, and 30 into thick skinned. 5 into quick recovery for a little bit extra healing. Pretty standard. This is a 501 CP setup. Just scale it down depending on how much champion points you have. So guys, I think that covers about everything. This armor, the armor sets don't really make the build. It's just the abilities and the playstyle that makes the build. You can try out a lot of different types of armor sets. Like you can run 1 blood spawn, 1 Kina, 5 more cooled, 3 agility. You can run maelstrom weapons if you have sharpened. There's a lot of different armor setups that work. As long as it's a stamina based armor set that gives you, recovery, damage, sustain, max stamina, whatever the case is, weapon damage, whatever the case is, it's pretty much going to work for you as long as you find the right balance of stats. As long as you can hit those stat pools where you have enough recovery to sustain a fight, you have enough damage to kill people quickly, you should be fine. So you have a lot of flexibility as far as armor sets are concerned. So that's about it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'm going to be uploading and updating all my builds on cypherpk.com. If you go to my website, there's going to be a section for the old builds at the top right corner, and there's going to be a section for the new builds. Click on the new builds, and you can see the new builds that I have updated. So far, I've updated the Magicka Nightblade. Now this is going to be the Stamina Nightblade. Next will most likely be Stamina DK, followed by Magicka Sorcerer, and so on and so forth. We'll try to cover all the classes as time goes on. It's going to take me a little bit of time because it takes a little bit of money, a little bit of effort to put together these builds, but we will get there. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support. We're on our way to 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I do have a special video planned for you guys once we hit 50K. So that's about it, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the YouTube comment section, and I will see you soon.